I've gone back and forth on that one. The purpose that I would say of that would be who's teaching it, and if it creates a method of communication from those students to that instructor, that he can get to know them on that level prior to them having to go to timeout and all this other stuff. If they really like it, they're gonna, because I know they're gonna do things for that dojo that if they weren't in it, I mean, the schools have a little bit of a problem, their parents too. I taught at the alternate school in Anderson, South Carolina for a while. Now, that place was for kids that got kicked out of school. They're a pretty rough bunch, but not so rough as they were, just a little misguided. And what I was supposed to do, I was supposed to be the boot camp guy and teach and really just come down on real hard and yell at them, get in their face and whatnot, with just what they needed. I mean, they've been going through that all week. And some of it, you did, but most of it didn't. And I begged them, I said, let me teach them karate. They said, are you crazy? And I said, no. I said, I've got a reason. If it doesn't work, it doesn't work. Come down and observe. Come down the field and observe. And so I did things a little different. With that, I marched them into the woods and hid from everybody. I had 43 of them. And we'd talk about hygiene and applying for a job and things that those kids cared about. I mean, that, sooner or later they got to face. And then we'd go do, well, it wasn't anything, I mean, they could already fight. I mean, I had to teach them to fight. I just need to teach them not to fight, perhaps. And it appealed to them. They wanted to know how can I be the biggest and baddest, but as we went along, I got a real line on them. Now, they put one kid back into the process, back into the schools in a year. I put 7 in 3 months, just because I had one big guy, I was afraid of him, but I taught him how to put up the flag and a salute and march. And I saw he was helping me, but nothing was happening. And I told him, I said, what's wrong with you? He said, no. And I said, I'm gonna forget you didn't say no, sir. I said, first of all, what's wrong with you is you don't have any heart. You don't know how to love. You don't know how to care. And he said, I care for people who care for me. I said, come here with me. I just grabbed him and hugged him. I said, oh, how does that feel? He said, well, it feels a little strange, sir. As a matter of fact, I said, okay. Every day for about 2 weeks, I made him hug me. The last day he was there, the last day I was there, I had to resign because of the political crap. He was standing there, and I said, I'll call his name. I said, what are you doing? He said, I'm waiting for my hug. But he went back into the system. He didn't go into jail. So, and you know what it is, how instructors, martial arts instructors, have a forum, they have a platform to speak from that kids and people that care seem to listen. It's a heck of a responsibility. And it's one you can touch a lot of lives. You don't have to get up and pound on a podium in church, which is okay, but I mean, there's a lot of churches and the country's in bad shape, and there's something else that can be done in addition to that, where to augment their beliefs. So, and there's a lot of good instructors out there that are very good at that. They saved a lot of souls. Not their own, of course. They're so wound up and beat down and beleaguered and broke from running the school that if you run it really, really right, you don't have any money. Afterwards, I've never made a dime in 50 years. And, I was in the gym business. I had gyms for 37 years. And I was partners with 22 other guys at some point. We had over 200. I had 16 of my own, and I was a good businessman. I'm the worst businessman in karate martial arts you have ever seen in your life, because I just love it. I love it, and I don't want anybody not to do it. Now I want them not to do it if they want to listen to me. My benevolence goes in a hurry. They show that mine is not, they don't care. So it's a real opportunity. And I love it when people write me back and say nice things about in my life and this, and whatnot, you know, it's a wonderful testimonial. It makes up for some of the knuckleheads that you've got that's gonna tear your heart out just because they can, because you pretend like you're not gonna get close to people. But if you don't get close to people, I'm not sure you need to be teaching. You need to be able to recover from it. But if you can't get close to a fire, don't be a fireman.